Elementary. This is Esther. Esther was born in Mexico and lived with her mother until the age of 7. Assumptions have been made that Esther suffered neglect, cultural, emotional, and medical deprivation, and possibly physical and mental abuse. At the age of 7, she was abandoned in a bus shelter. It is not known how she got there, but Esther ended up living in the Mother Teresa Orphanage for Children with Disabilities for 2.5 years. While living at the orphanage, Esther took on caretaking duties for the younger children that lived with her. Although she is generally healthy, some teeth have been extracted because of poor care. She also uses strong glasses because of strabismus, which is the crossing of the eyes. At age 9.5, Esther got the best news of her life. She was being adopted. Stella and Terry Ramirez were going to be Esther's adoptive parents. They lived in Canada. Little did the Ramirez family know, at the age of her adoption, 9.5, Esther had never been to school. Shortly after her adoption, she moved to Canada and was placed in a grade 2 class at Colby Elementary. She cannot read English or Spanish and has poor communication skills in both languages. She is provided an EA 2 hours a day, 4 days a week. At the age of 10, a private EAL consultant evaluated Esther. She assessed her to be open and easygoing, but also mistrustful and somewhat guarded in personality and temperament at this time. It is known that Esther has adapted well to home life and was able to contribute to housekeeping. She enjoys puzzles, as well as participating in church and cultural activities. At a current age of 10.5, Esther is now in Miss Fisher's grade 3 class. According to in-class observation, Esther is weak in numeracy, fine motor, and all language skills. She knows the alphabet and letter sounds, but frequently mismatches similar-looking letters and numbers around. For example, 3 and 8. After completing numerous classroom assessments, the results shown that Esther has weakness in verbal and performance skills, academic numeracy, written communication, and language skills, communication, and fine motor skills. Following assessment results, it is proven that Esther is eager to learn, enjoys looking at books and writing stories with the teacher's help, has good visual memory, has adequate organization skills, and can copy words rapidly and accurately. In addition, Esther has an average sense of self-care, has a slightly below average visual perception of concrete relationships and verbal reasoning, and is at age level for daily living skills and socialization. Meet Ellen Jacoby. She is Colby Elementary School's school psychologist. Ellen values the importance of meeting all students' needs. Ellen is a team-oriented professional who recognizes the need for diverse voices and is driven to provide the highest level of service, especially to those such as Esther. After meeting the grade 3 teacher and discussing Esther's needs, Ellen Jacoby called for an immediate assembly of an IIP team, showing a strong drive to assist Esther. Meet Juanita Fisher. She is Esther's 3rd grade teacher at Colby Elementary. Juanita feels frustrated because she does not have the time to provide Esther one-on-one teaching. She expresses that she lacks the appropriate materials and knowledge to properly accommodate Esther's needs. Her frustration exemplifies her desire to see Esther succeed in school, as well as her positive perception of her student, as written in her note to school psychologist Ellen Jacoby. Juanita Fisher does not solely attribute Esther's difficulty in class to her ability, but partially to her own teaching and lack of expertise in English as a second language students, like Esther. Juanita and her educational assistant are responsible for providing classroom observation in the IIP process. Meet Stella and Terry Ramirez. These are Esther's adoptive parents. In addition to Esther, they have 2 more children, both adopted, both sons, one aged 14 and one aged 12. Stella and Terry are both very concerned about their daughter Esther and have willingly given their consent to the assessment process while also providing all the information they have to the school-based team on Esther's social, cultural, health, and language background. A major concern that these parents have is their lack of knowledge on their new daughter. They are very protective of her, as evident in her restricted opportunities for play. Without an understanding of Spanish, they have had a hard time communicating with Esther, who has little English, and diminished communication abilities as evident by her assessment results. Now that we have a better understanding of our characters, let's take a look at the facts and assumptions.